lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Yeah, Apostle Thomas, bringing it to him, my victory over sin. Every day we struggle. Put your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. He'll make it happen. When I look, give my review, I see that, oh man, thanking God every day for his master plan. That he's having every human being alive on this earth. When it's all said and done, the flesh returns to the dirt. I ain't the same no more. I don't decay no more. Dating, fornicating ain't my thing no more. My Lord and Savior Jesus gave me victory. Too much sin in my spirit was convicting me. Ride and die day and night on a suicide mission. That's what Satan had me living like an unforgiven. Clear my vision, hallelujah to Almighty Jehovah. My destination, New Jerusalem, and St.
Amen. Welcome, 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 and thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Show on Election Radio. I am your host, Chanel Lynn, and special thanks to the lovely Miss Kimmy Kim and Jerry Royce at PositivePower21.org. Today on the show, we have an amazing guest. She wears many hats. She has a ministry, amongst many other things, which will give her a little time to tell us about that. She's a very creative and anointed woman, and right now she's put on the hat of a published author. So, without further delay, let's welcome the wonderful Miss Cassandra McKizzack.
Hey, how you doing? It's so great to be here with you today.
Yes,
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I am so glad that you were able to join us this evening. You are an amazing woman. How are you feeling this evening?
So are you.
Oh,
Listen,
you.
I am doing great. I'm just so excited about this life that God has given me. And I do like my mama tells me, anytime you have lemons, make lemonade. So I'm making lots of lemonade. And that's fun while I do it.
Amen.
Yeah, you just got to keep it moving, baby.
Absolutely. So, tell us about this amazing book you have. What's the title and what's your book about?
Yes, I'm so excited about this book. The book is called The Gift. The Gift, Treasures in You. And the reason why I chose that, because God would constantly, he'd send prophets, he'd send different ways of letting me know that I was a gift, that I just wasn't here by happenstance, that important, it was significant. And many times we grow up in families, and for various reasons, we can suffer from low self-esteem, feel like we're not really that important in the family for whatever reason. There's so many reasons why people feel the way they do. And as fate would have it, as I started to evolve and grow into who I was to become, I began to put the pieces together and to understand that I was a gift. And I felt like God wanted me to express it in a book to let others know you are a gift, not only to the body of Christ, but to the world. To the world. And what that means is I can only do what I can do, just like you can only do what you can do. But listen, that doesn't keep any of us from expressing who we are. And I felt like God wanted women and people with low self-esteem to understand that they are important, that they do have something of value. You know, I was always everybody else's best cheerleader. You know, whoop, whoop, hey, you can do it, girl. Go ahead, dude. You got it going on. And I felt like God said, you need to pull back, and just start focusing on the gifts I have given you, and you're going to see some things you haven't seen before. And I kept thinking, what am I going to write? What am I going to say? And then the idea evolved of the gift, treasures in you. And the Bible does say that the treasure is in earthen vessels. That's us.
Yeah.
He put a treasure in us, and he wants that treasure to unfold. And as time began to pass, I began to understand more and more. And I have by no means arrived, because we are definitely on a journey. And I'm sure you know that, which is leading me into my next book that I'm going to be writing soon that I'm really excited about. And I'll just tell you, that book is called I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. Been to hell and back, and I don't look like what I've been through.
Wow.
That'll preach, right? Yes, baby, that will preach. And it's
now
so
you know I'm going to ask.
Go ahead.
What has been, because you know this is something that I believe, and I'm even feeling even in my spirit that there are a lot of listeners that need to know what hell have, you know what I'm saying, has crossed your path? What is, because, you know what I'm saying? What has, you know, because we go through so much hell in our lives, you know?
Yeah.
And God, when God brings us out, my God.
Yes.
We
yes.
should, you know, encourage other people. So,
well, listen, I have been through so much in my life. And I had some interesting things happen. I'm just going to tell you a couple of them. But one, I was just going through so much. And I don't know even why this happened. But we don't know why God does what he does. He's God, right? And I had been really ill. And so I took off a day to try to get rest. I think I was fighting the flu. I can't remember exactly. But I remember going into the kitchen to cook some soup. And on my way out the kitchen, like I'm going through that threshold, I see the appearance of none other than Tyler Perry. And you know what he says to me? You're going to get through this, Cassandra. You're going to get through this. And I just sit there like, what? What just happened to me? You know, what was that? And I've had, you know, God has used, you know, different people in my life to just come across, and, you know, that was a visitation to encourage me. And right after that, I ended up losing a job. Right after that, I ended up being homeless for a season. And I know no one ever believes that because they see you on TV, they see you on radio. Not her. Listen. Stuff happens to pretty people just like it does ugly people, okay?
Come on.
Happens to brilliant people just like it does for not so brilliant people. Life happens. And there's purpose in everything that happens. And do you know, I can actually tell you I was stronger because of that. Just like Tyler Perry. I'm sure if we had a conversation with him, he would say the same thing. I was stronger because I went through that. Would I have chosen to do that? Would I have ever thought that God would let it happen to me? No, heck no.
Not at all.
Nothing like that would ever happen in my life. I have a degree. Hello, you know, like that makes everything, you know, sweet with the cherry on top. No, honey, life happens to all of us. And if I told you the reasons why, you would understand. But let me just tell you this: we don't have enough radio time. But the point is, went through some struggles and started meeting more and more people who I never thought would have ever had that problem or would have had some issue, you know, because you look at them, they look like success. They don't look like anything would have ever happened. You know, you look at people and you just think, I don't know what we're thinking, but we just don't think, you know, oh, that didn't happen to you. That didn't happen to her. Oh, honey, life happens to all of us. And for whatever reason, maybe none other than God wants to use it so you can tell somebody else, baby, you can make it. You'll get through it. Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult. Yeah, you may cry. You may cry uncontrollably. You may have to be put in a mental institute. A lot of famous people have been in institutions. A lot of famous people have been homeless. I am amazed sometimes at the people that I meet, very successful right now, who have been through that ordeal. But you know what? God's got a plan. And I think part of that is when you get to that elevated place, he doesn't want you to feel like, you know, you too good. You can't reach back and help somebody else.
Come on.
Baby, you better roll up your sleeves and do whatever it takes to help that next person if you got good sense. Because if God let you go through it and get out of it, he can let you go back to it if he decided. So, hello, let's be real. And it reminds me of that statement. I want to see Wakanda. I am Wakanda. And I'm sure you know what I mean if you saw that movie. And what the king says in the movie is, more connects us than separates us. More connects us than separates us. Now, we can act like separated. Oh, I see this person, I see that person. Oh, I don't know you. I can't help you. I don't, you know, however squeamish or selfish, motivated we may be. Listen, honey, God knows how to bring that out of you, how to get rid of that in you if you're that kind of a person. Because God put us here for us to help one another. We're here to
Yes.
help one another. That doesn't mean I'm going to be your best friend necessarily. It doesn't mean that I'm your arch enemy. But what it does mean, God means for us to connect. He means for us to help each other in ways that we can. My help to you today may be being on this radio show. Tomorrow it may be giving you a smile. Next week it might be giving you $20. You know what I'm saying? It changes every day. I may not give you money every time I see you. You know, you may not give me money. You may not give me anything, but a smile, a scripture. I saw a man the other day, and he said, "Ma'am," he says, I need $1.50. I said, "I need $500. Now what?" I wasn't trying to be funny, but the point is, a complete stranger just comes up and says, "Can I get $1.50?" And I'm like, you can't say hello. How are you? I understand you're homeless. I understand you may need money, but you can't. Why is that the way you have to come to me? I don't even know you. Still use manners, good home training. I said, you want $1.50. So what do you want $1.50 for? And he told me, and so I decided to help him. But I just said, try a different method. When you come up to people that you don't know, and I know everybody's different, but I'm just thinking, there's got to be a better way for us to communicate than, you got $1.50, can you give me some money? Just be civil. Just treat people the way you want to be treated. No matter what your state is, you can still try to find a way to come across a little nicer. I don't know. That's
right. Especially when they're asking for something from you. I totally get it. Totally. Because
my heart is always to help people, but my heart also says, how do you do it? What manner or method are you using to communicate to people? It does make a big difference. So,
I totally agree.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So the other thing about the book is it's going to be an anthology. An anthology is a collection of writers writing towards the same purpose. So one person may write about their homeless experience and how they came out of that. Somebody else may write about they were sexually abused and how they became better instead of bitter. All have different stories. Whatever your testimony or whatever story you want to tell the public, you can do that in this chapter. And so I'm looking for a few more writers. It's going to be very exciting. And so you can come alongside. I am on Facebook. For Cassandra McKissack. I'm sure you'll have my name available. And I would absolutely love it's for new writers and for experienced writers. We'll have an editor who will, professional editor who will help people with their writing. So you will receive assistance because we want the book to look really, tight. We want it to look together. And so we're excited about it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what has been your journey in putting this book together and writing, your part and different, just different things in the book? What's been your experience with that?
You're talking about for this particular book,
either or both of them.
Yeah. Well, for this particular book, like I said, I would a lot of times be talking to people, telling my stories, testimonies about different things. And as I would preach or minister, I'd somehow say in there, people tell me this all the time. You just don't look like what you've been through. And I just start thinking, you know what? That would be a great title for a book. Don't look like what. And the subtitle is From Broken and Bound to Breakthrough and Blessing. So you've been broken, you've been bound, and now God has brought you to a place of blessing. And so I just want people to give little tips and nuggets and share how God has brought them through something significant. And basically, it's the same theme. You can make it. You can make it. No matter how bad it looks, it's going. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And one of the things I used to tell people is I used to have problems with confrontation. I was so afraid to be confronted or have to
Mhm.
confront. Probably more to confront, even if you were wrong and it wasn't right, it wasn't nice. I just
Mhm.
hated to do that. And God
Yeah.
kept putting me in positions where I had to confront people. And at first,
Mhm.
I was very nervous about it, and
Mhm.
even though you
Mhm.
did wrong, God would say, I want you to say something to that person. It's important
Mhm.
for you to help you with your self esteem. It's going to be important to them to come out of it
Yeah.
because if no one ever confronts anyone, they think what they're doing is okay. And
That's it.
sometimes
Yeah.
people need to know in a loving way, listen,
Mhm.
the way you said that, the way you did that,
Mhm.
that wasn't quite right,
Right.
and you did
Mhm.
offend me. I really
Right.
didn't like that. And the Bible says, speak the
Yeah.
truth in love. Now, I
Yeah.
understand, too, when you're talking to someone that doesn't have the right attitude, that's very prideful, and you come to them even in a very meek, humble manner, there's
Yeah.
still, you might end up getting some repercussions because people that are proud, they want to think that whatever they do is okay the way it is.
Mm.
And so they may
Right.
not receive you. But you just got to do what's in you, and you just got to go forward with that. But
Yeah.
and then back to my book, The Gift.
Mhm.
I have in there, different ideas about how you can overcome what you're going through, and the
Yeah.
biggest thing is perspective.
Mhm.
You can either see that
Mhm.
glass half full or half empty. It's about what do
Mm.
you think can happen
Mhm.
if you go a little further to pursue the thing that you think is not for you or that you can't do it. You'd be amazed.
Mhm.
As a result of me just trying to do it, I've had my own radio show, as you already know. I've been on
Yeah.
television, and I've
Wow.
been off for a season. My dad's been ill, and basically took
Mm.
a 1 year sabbatical just to be with someone I love. He's in Ohio,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be there with him and show him support because I only get one daddy,
That's
only get
right.
one mommy. So
That's right.
I thought for me
Yeah.
in my life, it was important to really spend that quality time with him for such a time as this. And I'm
Did
just excited.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So did any of that ever cause you to have like writer's block? Did you find it, just dealing with or going through different things like that? Because like I know you said that your dad fell ill and everything. Did that like
Yeah.
did it hinder you a little bit? Did God
Well,
have to like?
I
Mhm.
really wasn't trying to write it during that time, but
Okay.
I'll just give you a for instance. When it came to
Mhm.
writing the first book, it was more about I love to write. I've been writing since I don't know 7, 8. I can remember
Oh
writing
wow.
poems, just always writing, writing, writing. I remember in school,
Mm.
fourth grade, the teacher would ask everyone what they wanted to be, and I said a writer. And after I said it, I couldn't even believe I said that. I'm like, why would I say that? Da 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 da.
All right.
Maybe because you like to
Right.
write. And so I found that when I started getting prophecies from prophets who said, I said, it's
Mhm.
time to write. You need to write the book. And I kept thinking to
Wow.
myself, what am I going to say? Now, that is the
Mm.
silliest thing ever because I had plenty to say, but it was just easier when I was just writing it for myself to think that I was writing it for others kind of intimidated me. It just felt very intimidating. And
Mhm.
what happened for me, Chanel, is that
Mhm.
when I really
Mhm.
understood God wanted me to write, I
Mhm.
said, Father, I just need you to help me to just write and have the
Mhm.
faith that it's going to be okay. And when
Mm.
I did that, I tell you, I literally, after I got home from work during that period, every day for an hour or two, I would just write, and it just started
Wow.
flowing like a river. I couldn't
Wow.
even believe it. But what
Wow.
I had to get over was thinking that I had to write 100, 200 page book. That's
Mm.
not true.
Mhm.
My first
Right.
book is like, I think, 53 pages. And it's an inspirational writing. I wasn't trying to, write some mystery or a biography. Just a short inspirational writing, but it still was
Right.
intimidating. Plus, I had an editor. It wasn't like, I didn't have any help. But I think that's the whole concept of, I didn't know any writers in my family. I think I did have an uncle, but, he was a lot older. And, by the time, I needed help doing my writing, who knows where he was. He might not have even been living by then. But I just thought that was something that, those special people do. Wasn't something that I did. Sometimes we have these imaginations about what we can or cannot do. Our own limitations is in our thinking. We think we can't, and so it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so you don't do things. You don't get on radio because you don't think that's for you. You don't get on TV. You don't become a writer. You don't because we are limited. Instead of having yes, if I get out there and do it and I fail, it's okay. At least I tried.
Right.
Failure has taught you something. You learn some important lessons with failure. But we're too hard on ourselves. We act like we're supposed to know how to do everything perfectly. Where do we get those thoughts from? And I think sometimes it is in our upbringing. Sometimes we do have parents who, my dad was very especially hard on us. And that's because he wanted us to do well. So he was type A personality, driven entrepreneur. And so he was very driven with his kids, to get it right, to do right, to be perfect. But sometimes some parents can be a little overbearing with that. And it can make the kids recoil. Instead of moving forward, they feel like, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just like you with radio. Did you automatically always feel like you could do radio, or was there a period where
not
you
at
felt
all?
You see what I'm saying? How did you get to the point where you could do radio? How did that happen?
Right. Honey, when the opportunity presented itself, I leaped, and that's what we have to do most of the time, regardless of, how we feel, or how insignificant we feel, or how weak or unwise we feel. If God puts that thing in your lap, you take it and run with it, because apparently you can do it.
See, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I mean, just like when I look at you, I see success all over you. I mean, when I look at Chanel, I see a model. I see someone who could have a fashion show, be a model, or have her own talk show, or or be a judge or an attorney. I see so much potential when I see you. Or an artist. Hey, why not you? If other people can do it, why? That's what I'm learning to say now. Why not me? At first it used to be like, ooh, no, not me, not me. Now I flipped the script, baby. Why not me?
Amen. Amen.
Doesn't mean I'm the latest, the greatest. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just in full agreement with you. A lot of people who have done great things, have failed their way to success. Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Walt Disney, they failed
and then
their
look
way
at these,
to
a lot
success.
of these people didn't even start till they were older in age. People think only young people, get out there and do great things. But listen, the Colonel with the fried chicken, they said he didn't get started to his 60s. I heard a preacher the other day on the radio who says people keep telling him, why don't you retire? Why don't you retire? I think he's like late 70s, early 80s. He says, you know what I told them suckers? I'll retire when I'm dead.
Well,
he said if God is still using you and people are being blessed and honored by what you do, he said, don't you dare retire. He said, because see, what happens is, like, say if you and I were a lot closer than we are, and I'm the fearful one, and you're the brave one, and you say, oh, girl, getting out of here, girl, because I know I can blah, blah, blah. And then your friend over
Mhm.
there who's timid and
Mhm.
insecure, she may not really seem like she is, but her conversation will let you know. Or it could
Mhm.
be somebody in your family. Girl, you better not
Mhm.
go over there. You know they shooting up
Right.
people. You know, girl, they shooting up
Mm.
people in your neighborhood. What you talking about? Hello?
Right.
You don't have to be old to die. You can be young.
My
You don't have,
God.
you know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
Bible clearly says, God says, get thee out from amongst your kindred. Because you know
Woo.
your kinfolk can hold up your
Yes.
blessing. Get out of
Mhm.
Dodge, baby, and do
Yep.
something different. You
Yes.
know, and what happens
Yes.
is we get caught up in this mode. We won't go nowhere. We won't do nothing. So and so
Mm.
said, I bet you better not go over there, girl. You know what they're gonna do. What? What
Right.
they gonna do? Why they
Right.
gotta do it to me?
Right. Right. Right.
And if you, I don't know if you heard Taraj's story, the one that plays on Empire. When she went to go to Hollywood, she was in her late 20s and had a baby.
Mhm.
And you know what they
Mhm.
told her? Because you know they'll tell you, you need to, if you want to be in Hollywood, you need to get started, young,
Yep.
before you even hit your teens, you need to.
Mhm.
And she said,
Mm.
honey, I kept going. I didn't even listen to none of that mess. She said, I just
Mm.
knew. She said, I wasn't planning on this level of stardom, but I didn't want to
Mm.
act. I did, and see, you
Mhm.
never know what you can become unless you move out toward it. If you let the
Yeah.
naysayers, the girl, you better not go over there, girl, you better not. Why? Because
Mm.
you won't do it? Because
Come
you
on.
scared? You know? So don't let
Yeah.
your fears sabotage my future. And let me tell
Exactly.
you, that will cause a great divide. When you start believing God for great things, people will be like,
Mhm.
how did that happen for you? Who do you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
I've had so many people
Mhm.
say, well, how did you get? Girl, if I could tell you half the stuff that happened, I was in the right place at the right time because I was
Mhm.
geared toward that opportunity. When God blessed me to interview Bishop William Murphy, who sings that song, Praise
Mhm.
is What I Do,
Yeah.
I was in the right place at the right time. They knew I was on
Mm.
TV. They knew I was on radio. He happened to be coming to town, and one of the members at the church who was involved in the radio and knew the person that brought him in said, "Can
Mhm.
you interview Bishop Murphy?" They coming
Mhm.
to me asking me. The opportunities
Wow.
will present it. Will
Yes.
know your position to do that kind of thing. They just assume you interviewing them kind of people all the time, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
Wow.
God even blessed me to have an opportunity to. I didn't get to do it because we ran out of time. But
Mhm.
another person, and I still believe God is going to allow it to happen, is Dr.
Uh-huh.
Cindy Trim. Again, in the
Oh.
right place at the right time. But
Yeah.
time ran out, but I got to meet her, got to take pictures with her, and I just said,
Wow.
God will bring it back
Wow.
again. And other
Yeah.
opportunities, He will do that. He will
Oh
do
yes.
that. And
Oh
if
yes.
He can do that for
Wow.
crackheads, people ain't thinking
Come
about
on.
Jesus. What can He
Come
do for
on.
us?
My God. My God.
If
What
we
an
will only have
amazing.
now wait a minute, we're supposed to be the people of
Uh,
faith, right? Sometimes I
come
see them folks
on.
out in the world got more faith than we do sometimes.
Lord have mercy.
And they get out there and do anything they think they're big and bad enough to do, and ain't worried about paying tithes or offering.
Come on.
Ain't worried about
My
what church you
God.
go to. What church you go to?
Right.
Why? Why you want to know?
Right. Right.
Who your pastor? Sometimes these folks asking questions just to be nosy. They ain't care. They don't care about
Yeah.
your salvation. They ain't care. Oh, I wouldn't go over there if I was you. Really?
Right.
Okay. And
Oh.
another friend of mine
Mhm.
did a show recently about church hurt and
Mhm.
how to
Mhm.
recognize cults in the church. Because there's a lot of
Yeah.
cult activity going on. So we're going to have to do
Oh
another
yes.
show that deals with that. And
Woo,
honey,
I'm jotting it down.
she breaks that down like no other. I mean, I've heard
Wow.
people talk about some different things, and honey, you talk
Yeah.
about getting some backlash because folks don't want you telling the truth.
You know? My
Listen,
God.
people in fivefold are human beings, jacked up from the
Yeah.
flow up, just like the rest of us. Not
Come
all the
on now.
time, but it does happen. Does it keep me from serving
Yeah.
God? Nope. Just because you got crazy, does that mean I got to go be crazy? No, baby.
Right.
Uh-uh.
Not at
Just
all.
because you follow Jim Jones to wherever, does that mean I'm
Right.
mad at God? Nope. I'm sorry you did that, but I'm going
Mm-mm.
to keep my relationship with Jesus Christ. Sometimes people
Amen.
looking for excuses not to serve God. You're not going,
Yeah.
you're not going to mess with me because, you want to be a low life and you don't want to, really serve God for real.
Right.
Because some
Right.
people just
Right.
play in church. Really, they just playing.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Say
And
it.
if you are,
Say that.
I'm going to peep you and I'm going to keep it moving. I'm like, okay, she ain't got it together, ain't trying to get it
Right.
together.
Right.
And, you just learn to leave folks alone. Let people, God will run. God knows how to, He's got everybody's number. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to take care of you just like you know how to take care of me. And,
Yes.
we just have
Yes.
to go along to get along sometimes. But God, it all comes out as in the
Yeah.
wash. What they say, what's done in darkness will be come into the light. So
Yeah.
no
Most
sense,
definitely.
no sense in trying to live wrong. Just do
Yeah.
the best you can. If you make a mistake, okay, what's the Bible say? Get back up again.
That's
The
right.
only fault is staying down there in the mess and the mire. God says, get back
Right.
up and try again. Just
Yep.
not, please when people stay down there and they don't try to get up and do better.
Right.
But,
Yeah. And they forget about that. The Bible, it's about how a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up again. And it's not that, it's not about the number, because you get some people, religious people that think that, okay, well, this is my 7th time, Jesus. I can't do
yeah. But you know what? God is not counting that. He is looking at the sincerity of your heart. Okay, maybe you knew you were getting ready to sin when you did whatever you did. But, once you come back to your right mind, which is the mind of Christ, once you realize you really screwed up, God forgive me. God help me not to do. People do struggle.
Yeah, David did.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, did God kick him to the curb? No.
He did not.
No, but he had to pay a price. He had to pay a pretty price for them sins, too.
While
he was on the earth.
Yeah,
So,
he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He prayed. He said, God created me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. And that's just awesome. So so you have a ministry, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Can
I'm
you
a prophetess
tell
and an evangelist.
Yes. So
and,
what has been? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I was just wanting to know. I was gonna ask. Hey, you have the floor. I was gonna ask about it. What have you been doing and what's it like?
I do conferences. My last major conference I had Dr. John Veal, who was a prophet from Chicago, come down. He's very good friends with Apostle John Eckhart, and I'm telling you, he brought the house down when he came.
Wow!
It was a prophetic conference, and we had a good mix of whites, blacks, Hispanics. And so,
wow,
just a few. But the point is,
that's awesome.
It wasn't just an all-black thing. I try to embrace,
right. It was more universal.
all races, because I think that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to bring. I don't think we're gonna have a white church, a black church.
Right.
When we get to heaven, we're gonna have a little bit of everything. When we get up there,
yeah.
you look at the earth. We are a representation of what's going to happen in heaven, and And so I just really, truly believe in, doing the work of an evangelist. I want souls to be saved. I want people to be delivered. And, He's allowed me to have that happen through the events that I've had. and getting ready, gearing up for some more for this coming fall. And planning on doing an event in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm looking forward to that. And so, of course, I'll keep you posted, and maybe you can announce it on the radio. But, yeah, I'm just excited about living, excited about what God has allowed me to do and continue to do. And I just want to do more of it. You know, if there are opportunities to do collaborations and events, I hope you and I can do something. You know, maybe you come back down and be a speaker at a future event. You know,
that would be amazing. Oh, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So, my God.
You know, we'll see as he, like I said, it may not be this year, but you know, we are putting some things together. I've got a committee of people and just trying different things, you know, in ministry. I want to be unique. You know, I want to be on the cutting edge and still want to, you know, keep it old school toward a sense, you know, doing what the Bible wants you to do it when it comes to salvation and people delivered. But I want to do ministry where people are displaying their talents, you know. Sometimes, you know, maybe have an artist come in and draw, you know, during the services. You know, maybe have you know, we have become accustomed to dancers, you know, maybe a ballerina. You know what I'm saying? Let's switch it up a little bit. We got always got to do the same two songs, you know.
Right.
You know, let's
the
switch
same
it up.
kind of service.
Yes. I want to do a service where we have the fivefold on the stage instead of just one person speaking.
My God.
And where we have, you know, several people in ministry. And you take turns. It's like a conversation. Like when you and I are talking, we know how to take turns. I'll talk a little bit. You talk a little bit. You know, why can't we have that from the pulpit? You know, why does one person always have to dominate? And I think the way I see things going in church, more and more people are realizing so many folks are just stuck on that one person, you know. And the Bible clearly talks about the fivefold ministry. And I think that's because that's God's way to keep it balanced. You have everything revolving around one person all the time, as you were seeing, you know, with reality TV shows. I think some of it's the high heaven, you know, just keep it real. You know,
if you could well, if you could say something to that woman or even that man that could have lost everything, that, you know, finds themselves facing a situation that they never imagined they would be facing or experiencing, what could you say? What words of encouragement could you give them, you know, for the week or, you know, whatever? What would you say to those people?
Well, you know, it is so funny. God knows how to set you up to get you ready for something else. I was listening on the radio earlier, and this song, old school song, I haven't heard in I don't know how long. And it's that song, Jesus will fix it. Jesus will fix it, or something like that.
After a while, I remember that song.
Yes. And I said, oh my God, I said, that is an old school song. And they kept singing, and I was listening to the words, and I said, you know what? No matter what we going through, it can look like, you know, that's why the Bible says Satan appears. The situation can appear like, baby, I'm going under. This is the big one. You know, what did Fred Sanford? Okay, Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth. It's a big one. You know. You know, I mean, I know we're not trying to be funny, but what I'm trying to take you to is to get you out of thinking this is it. This is not it. It is a drop, a rock, a pebble in the river of many things to come. You know what the Bible talks about, you know, how the rough things and the trials and the tribulations They always seem like they're going to take you under. And actually, when you get through, when you go to the other side, because I used to not understand, God, why I got to go through all this? What is this all about? You know?
Yeah.
Like, who am I to be telling God, I don't like this trial? But the bottom line is, He will strengthen you. Just like this is an opportunity. The Bible says once you have become strengthened, you can strengthen the brethren.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, Chanel, girl, you going to make it, baby. You going to make it through that class. You going to make it through that subject that seems like, what are they talking about? You going to make it being a mom. You going to make it being, a wife. You're going to make it being that husband or that boss, or you're going to make it right in that chapter in that book. You're going to make it. You will make it. That would be my message. You will make it because God is making you while you're going through it, while you feel like you're going through quicksand, sinking sand, the muck and the mire. You think it's taking.
What happened? Hello? Are you still there? Well, I don't know if she's still on or if we've been cut off. I think we went over our time a little bit. But if I'm still on, I'm just going to say I just thank everybody for tuning in to Let's Talk Show on Elation Radio. I'd like to thank Miss Cassandra for joining us this evening. You all have an amazing week. Good night.
If it wasn't for you, I'd still be standing in the middle of the road, lost and confused. When you had a plan for me and I never knew. But now I'm living all for your glory. I found my purpose in you. That's why I'm singing, telling everyone my story. I wanna blow my trumpet for you. For your glory, to give you the praise. You with the story. For your glory, to give you the praise. You with the story. If I never experience, and if I never feel the greenness for thousands of fans, as long as you hear me, as long as you're pleased with the works of your hand, I'll keep on living, all for your glory, 'cause I found my purpose in you. I'll keep on singing, telling everyone my story. I wanna blow my trumpet for you. that you might receive all the glory. And let it be a sweet, sweet sound in